Hello everyone, welcome to this new session of Customily. Not the first live session of the year, but the first official of the season. We had a special group of live sessions early on January, and today we are kicking off our year together. But we are still having some people getting in, so we're going to wait just a couple of minutes, and in the meantime, let's play some music.
Step into the future, get ready to ignite. Customly's the engine, taking you to new heights. Personalization power, the best you've ever seen. We're rocking the e-commerce scene, living the dream. No limits, no borders, creativity unleashed. From names to crosswords, your products find their niche. Customily's the best, we're leading the race. No app can match us, we're setting the pace. Features so many, we're ahead of the game. With support that's legendary, remember the name. Need live previews, we've got your back. Dynamic designs, there's nothing we lack. From tees to mugs, from frames to tees, Customily's the partner your store really needs. Innovation's our motto, your growth is our goal. With tools so advanced, we're in total control. Customily's the best, we're leading the race. No app can match us, we're setting the pace. Features so many, we're ahead of the game. With support that's legendary, remember the name. Chasing sales and aiming for the sky, join the Customily family, it's time to amplify. We'll take you higher, set your brand apart. With endless options, we're the e-commerce heart. Customily's the best, we're leading the race. No app can match us, we're setting the pace. Features so many, we're ahead of the game. With support that's legendary, remember the name. No, 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 no. Customily, the top of the charts. Transforming every product, winning customers' hearts. With rock vibes and passion, we'll always be true. Customily's the app made just for you.
Okay, hello, welcome everyone to this new live session. Now all together in this transmission, we are all ready to start. First of all, let's welcome all to this new season, officially new season, but we couldn't get our hands around, and we started earlier on January. But now officially we are kicking off, and we have a full team today at the house. We have Joffrey, the co-host, and Josefina as the tip master and product wizard, and of course Cecilia, our magic fingers on the chat and always coordinating everything together. So today's agenda is going to be all about Mother's Day, and it's not just one but two live sessions on March about Mother's Day, because it's well, if Valentine's Day was actually pretty hot to get started, we actually have a lot to talk about Mother's Day, because okay, well, I'm getting out of control on this. All right, so today's agenda, Mother's Day is probably the one of the most chaotic and active dates of the e-commerce, and you're going to see why, you're going to experience why. So it's very important that we dedicate 2 live sessions and a lot of post live session interactions with you, because it's going to be very interesting. And every single year the bar gets higher, because there's a lot of new products, a lot of new ideas, a lot of new angles to approach this special date. So let's go through the agenda. We're going to talk about our latest features, because there's a lot that has been happening in Customily in the last couple of months. We talked about this on January, but February was full of new features, and we want to talk about them today. And we're going to cover some Mother's Day inspiration, some product ideas. We're going to do a couple of tutorials. They're all both together. It's going to be really fast, but our tutorials will be about a calendar design and using one of our new features, the warped text. Those are going to be 2 products completely custom, no print on demand today. We're going to be covering those products in the next live session. Today is all about you creating your own products, creating your own designs, putting stuff together, knowing the basics and knowing how to navigate the app to create your own products, all right? And as always, we have a Q&A part, so save your questions for there, unless our team is going to pitch them as we do the tutorials, right? So to get started on our new features, let's welcome Geoffrey on stage to talk together about these new features we have been releasing on the last 2 weeks.
Hello, Jose. Thank you for welcoming me, and thank you for hosting today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us back again to a new set of live sessions this 2025. We had a sneak peek with Valentine's Day, but this year we are coming big. And as a proof of that, we have new features to discuss today. And let's get ahead with that, right? First of all, we released something that was highly and very frequently requested, right, Jose? The custom calendars. So people were very into this, and we are proud and glad to announce that custom calendars are now a possibility. You can now design customizable calendars for your products, as part of your product, or as your own product as well. So make sure that you can test it out. You can include options to adjust fonts, colors, markers. You can add many things to it. You can add, I don't know, frames to it, backgrounds, match your style. Make sure that you're exploiting all of the possibilities that you can do with this calendar, and don't let it fall through, because the possibilities are endless. Just as people have been requesting it, we are glad that we can now release this.
Yeah, if you recall, we had to struggle over our live sessions previous to Christmas, when we created a ornament and we crafted the calendar on Canva and exported each image of each month. We actually did that for a couple of months, just so you can see the example. But imagine how fast this is now, with just the calendar being attached to your design. And like Geoffrey said, actually your calendar could be your entire product, because it's just a design that you can implement into any printable area. And you're going to see that you can actually adjust the fonts, adjust the colors and the style of the marker, also modify the names of the days and the month. So you can adjust that to any language, for example, or any kind of expression. So we're going to see how that works, but it's amazing that if you had to craft that on your own first, now it's a widget that we have implemented, and of course it has unlimited years and months and days, and they are all accurate. So saves you a lot of time, no doubt about it.
Absolutely, and we always take into consideration what you, our beloved merchants, suggest and request, and that's why we developed it. In the past, we had to craft it little by little, but now it's there and automated. So, and that is, I believe, Jose, this is one of our of Customily's pillars, We take what you want, we develop it for you, and we try to give you the best experience so you can offer plenty of options, plenty
Yes.
of options for your clients.
Yes, our roadmap is public, and you can vote for the features that you like the most. You can suggest those features that are not there and you want, or you have seen somewhere else. And all the community get notification of new features, and they like it. They vote, and whatever gets more votes will go up on the pipeline and get developed faster. So that happened with the crossword, with the calendars, with the remove background. All the features that you have seen lately have all been suggested or presented by our product managers on our public roadmap. Kenny, we can actually share the link on the chat later. And it's our customers, our community that votes or suggests or even improves what has been suggested with new comments. So it's like an open forum, so you can discuss the upcoming features of Customily. You can see what's about to be released, and we are very accurate on that. So you see something is about to come, and you can start thinking about, okay, I'm going to use this in the future. So it's very nice to know which way our app is going, and come with us, of course. And in that line, there has been some suggestion and some commenting and some insistence on warping texts around. We started off with some designs that implied and included some dynamic images, some uploaded images of pets and people. And with that in mind, we started developing this feature, and we are proud to show you that it's now released, working, and it's beautiful and amazing. It allows you to create a grid on a text and warp it around a specific shape, a specific idea. Also implement the font and the colors like any other text.
Yes, and if you are into social media, most specifically Instagram, you will see that currently there are a lot of products and a lot of trends where people include warped and shaped text to their products because they are using it and it's very trendy now. So we are glad to announce that this is released and this is available now, so you can get ahead of the curve and start offering products that include this trend that can be beneficial for your audience and for your clientele. So make sure you test it out. Include options for wave texts, art, or any shape that you have in mind. We used to have curved texts and straight
Still
text.
have.
Yes, but now you can take it to the next level and exploit all of the options that you may have, and follow along with a background, with a puppy, as Jose was saying. So make sure you exploit all of the possibilities that you have up there.
Absolutely, yes. And on the go, we have also a very interesting feature, more specialized, but also something to keep in mind. We can now allow for teams. So we can add team members to manage personalization settings more efficiently. So now you can actually participate more team members in your Customily account.
Absolutely. Not only to participate, but to designate responsibilities, to have people responsible for multiple projects. There are countless and endless merchants like you guys that have big teams or small teams or medium-sized teams that divide tasks to manage matters. So this feature will allow you to escalate and take your business to the next level in terms of organization, distributing matters, etc., etc. So make sure you take a good look at all of the features and the possibilities that you have here, because you will have also a log of who did what. So it will help you. It will help you big time to track, and also if you have some sort of administrative structure, it will help you keep track of objectives in your internal team. So the benefits are in terms of creativity, but also administrative. So Customly is here to support you no matter what.
Yes, was inspired by the collaboration and collaborator entourage on Shopify, so it's could be familiar for most of your users. Another improvements we wanted to to comment to you is we have movable and resizable vectors. You know, we always have this with uploaded images, and we recently released for texts and for dynamic images. But now we have this for vectors, has been asked, and we also released this lately. So when you have a dynamic vector, you can move and resize that vector directly on the product. Remember, vector placeholders and image placeholders always have this feature. Dynamic images have been featuring this possibility now for a couple of months, and now we have this for dynamic vectors as well.
Yes, absolutely. And keep in mind, because I just used this feature earlier, later the previous week, the possibilities are endless with the movable and resizable vectors. Think big time. Think of a library of vectors that you put it in your design, and then your clients can connect, or you connect it with a library of colors, and then they can change the color, move it around, build designs around it. So you can get very creative with all of these new features of the resizable and movable vectors. So think big time, exploit it, explore it, because there are multiple options for it. And no, that's okay. We also have the curved text with a minimum and maximum size for it. You can now control the minimum and maximum size for the font for the curved text. We know that in the past it was automatically tracked down or tracked up, but right now you can control it, and it offers you more flexibility and precision for your customization, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
on.
you had to size the arc of your text to fit how many characters you wanted, and you needed to fix one font size, and we could not manage within that. So now basically you can have a maximum size for shorter text, and when you reach the arc to the dimension that the arc is needed because of your design, then the text will shrink to the minimum size, up to the minimum size, like we do on the straight line text. But now you don't have to try to balance between the size of the font and the length of the arc. Now you can have two things coexisting without those headaches. We have improved that in that way. Also, we have what we call a history feature, and trust me, this is something that you're going to be using because we, on the daily basis, we use it, even to help customers or even to because of what we do. Sometimes we have made changes to templates. We have applied a new change and we forgot to do the cloning, because we always recommend, okay, you're going to be changing this, make a cloned version like a backup, or actually to use that for changing. Okay, so now if you made a change and you just realize that you should have cloned that first, you can actually check out previous versions of that template. That's the history. So now you can actually go back for templates, libraries, and option sets. You can go to previous versions and retrieve an old version because you made a mistake in which you save it on top of what you had before you had a chance to back up. So now recovering all versions of templates, option sets, and libraries are available.
Absolutely. All right. And last but not least on this list, this has been highly requested, mostly for those clients who have stores overseas. But translation apps are now a match for Customily. Your customers will be able to use the popular apps like Wiglot or Landshop to translate their handles and interact more in a friendlier way with your applications and your store.
Mm-hmm. Now, sometimes, depending on the way the options in Customily were embedded on the theme, some apps could actually change the labels, but sometimes it couldn't, and so you had to manually go change them or create multiple option sets depending on the language of your store when you have multiple stores. Now you can now that we have this
The feature.
this not only feature is this connection, this new integration. We now have the chance that Weglot or Langshop or any other translation apps can actually go straight to the drop downs, to the labels, to all the to the tooltips, and translate everything. And that's very important because you don't have to go manually to the option sets to change all those texts. Okay, well, it seems that we went very fast, but you know some of these features, and you're going to watch them now live. But you see, it's a lot of things for just 1 or 2 months of work. So imagine what's coming up next month. Now, to present our main focus today, because we have been talking about Customily, but it's all about Mother's Day, we are going to introduce Josefina to tell us about product ideas and design ideas for Mother's Day.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Jose. Hi, Strawberry.
Hello, hello.
Hi. So, okay, right now, like the guys told already, Mother's Day is one of the biggest, like, gift-giving occasion for the year, for sure. So we want to show you some product ideas that you can include on your store for this beautiful new season, right? For the first one that we have right here are like jewelry, right? Jewelry is always a timeless gift, and it's always on top for this special occasion.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. This can include like a custom, like the example that we show. It's a custom necklace that has in the example a pretty simple but cute design from Customily that includes like a picture with a photo, a blurred photo with some text, the personalizations. Here you can see has the removed background and everything, and it has a special meaning, like the box with the mother seeing the box with the with a picture with her child, maybe, or
yeah, I think on this on the jewelry category and also canvas poster, and what we're going to show you in the examples, I think image upload designs for Mother's Day are probably one of the most popular and demanded, because definitely what you want to treasure is the picture of you, mother, with your children, grandchildren, and so on. So the image, the custom photo, definitely the presence of that is far more significant than pretty much any other design, even though there's a lot of designs. But keep in mind that uploading custom photo images designs definitely will kick off in this season.
For sure, right. And like we're gonna show you here, you can combine it with different type of features like the guys talk about and everything. But let's keep going with the other examples. Later we have down the jewelry category, we have like mugs. Mugs it's another pretty good example for the products that you can sell in this season, because they are they can be sentimental but also practical, because it's a simple gift that any person that receives it can use it every day. So in the example here in the design, we are showing you some designs that it could go like maybe also in this new season that it's spring. The spring is coming. The different flowers, clipper ideas combined with text that includes a pretty cute quote for the mothers, and of course the personalization of the text that any customer would like to put, like names, a special message, or something like that. Then we have, like we talked about earlier, some canvas or posters. Here also we have an example with an image upload designs, because as Jose just told, in this season, the toughest things that people want to gift and people think that it's perfect for mothers are some pictures that can last for any time soon.
Yeah. Or, well, if it takes if it lasts for too long, definitely kids will grow up. You need to renew that picture or keep several them together. I recall there was a time that this everlasting product that it was a frame, but actually it was a small frame, and the idea like a square frame. The idea was to repeat the design, changing some colors, changing some backgrounds, but keep the same picture aging together and hanging one single canvas next to the other, just to see the progression of the growing of the kids and the aging of the mother, good aging of the mother, and also changing designs, having the dates also. It was a very interesting idea because they would keep buying that with that particularity, because you were kind of every year you were constructing your decoration year by year, canvas by canvas. It was very interesting the way they presented. So keeping that in mind, that this doesn't have to be like a frozen moment of your life. It can also be something that you can keep watching and see how it evolves, right, with different images and different ideas, right?
For sure. As you can see in the example, it's also like the photo is combined with the watercolor effects that we have. It also has personalized text. In this example, it's just like a straight line text, but as the guide told, there is the new feature that is wrap text that it could also be combined with that. And if you want to add like a special different touch for the canvas, for the frame. Then after the posters, there are also special gifts that are special if there are some mothers out there for sure that love to write. This type are the ones that are the journals for sure. This example that we show here, it's combined with some clip arts ideas with some funny quotes, like the day you became my mother, for example, or something like that. But also for this type of gifts, you can add the design that you prefer. If I can give like other examples, it's also will also go perfectly with the example, or maybe the calendar feature, where you can highlight like a special date for the mother or for the whole family or for the grandmother, like everyone says. So then the people who receive the gifts can use this journal to write there's some other special memories of moments or ideas or whatever the person likes, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Then we have the pillows are also a type of product that really shine in this type of season. As you can see in the example, we have a design that combines the new feature that is the calendar, and it's also combined with some little clip arts of image that are the hearts. You can see if you can take any other like features and put them together, you can create some unique designs to show the love for the mothers in this season, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's a challenge to put together the calendar in a combined design, but as you can see, it looks really amazing. And since you can edit part of the calendars, you can make sure it's combining with the rest of the style of your product. Sometimes we actually use the example of the pillow, so you can try to think of other ideas than the picture or the clip arts. And okay, so having calendars on the pillow could actually be very interesting, because eventually it's something that doesn't involve a changing image, but actually a fixed date that is important to keep around.
And what is also pretty interesting about this type of product, that you can have like the one in the example that it's such a simple square pillow, but there is different sizes that you can have, or different shapes, maybe I don't know, a heart one, or whatever your customers feel more comfortable to like get the pillow at, right?
Yeah.
And last but not least, something that it's pretty trending right now also in this for this type of season for the people to get gifts, and in this year is our scented candles. Um, this type of gifts can give the people who receive it like a more cozy vibe and meaningful to the gift. With this type of example, you can offer your customers to like maybe personalize with text or being like phrases, or maybe personalize what they want with names, dates, and everything that could be displayed any type of home with any type of decorations, to be quite honest, and do that right to that moment, give like a more cozy and sentimental feeling when they like maybe lit up the candle, right?
Yeah. An allowed time for mom, right? Every day, all the time. So this is your alone time, and the candle, well, has everything about your kids. So you're never off. But I mean, these examples were researched together with our marketing team, and I wonder, since scented candles showed up as something trending, Josefina, I wonder if it doesn't have anything to do with our proposal on Valentine's back in January, that we actually wanted to. We created a tutorial on scented candles, hoping to actually make it trending. So.
For sure, there's no doubt about that. For sure.
And double checking to see if actually it popped up as trending, because we were the first ones to suggest. I'm proud to say and to share with you that not so long after that live session, I had a couple of one-on-ones with customers replicating that candle, telling me that actually they found a niche for those. So I'm confident numbers will give us the right side, that we did a good move by promoting the scented candles, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt. This year, one of the most trending things right now are that type of product, because I don't know, it's like a special touch that you can have on your home when someone get inside or something had a pretty good smell, and having the opportunity to personalize with something that it's sentimental to the people at the home, it's give the special touch that we like always to offer you guys, for sure. So seeing this type of products, sorry, seeing this type of product can really help your business stand out, because you're giving your customers to provide to their loved ones, to their mothers in this special case, for sure, meaningful gifts that they for sure they would cherish forever. Anytime they see it, or they will remember about it. With my part, I encourage you, everyone, to, if you can, to start promote your Mother's Day collections this early, so you can be better prepared for the future, right? When the time comes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, always think about products that are useful, present, and I won't say needed, because we cannot expect that or anticipate that, but it's something that it will have a use, or like I said, or a constant presence in your household, in your everyday life, like the mug, like the jewelry, the poster, the pillow, even the candles. I mean, something useful, maybe not at present, but when you actually use it, it is present. So always thinking about that, something that it will be used, it will be present. It can also be shared. Remember, we are talking about children giving to mothers, couples giving to mothers, right? So, and don't forget that Mother's Day is not just mothers that gave birth, to say that. I mean, mothers give birth, and that's very. What I'm talking about is, keep in mind that mothers may not just be your mother who gave you birth. Imagine that we have a very special day that we have seen people gifting those pet mothers, dog moms and cat moms, and also moms that are from the heart, that maybe raised us, or grandmothers that were more mothers than anything else. So it's a day that is open to all mothers the way they have nurtured us. So expand that concept as much as you can, because there's a lot of case scenarios, no doubt about it, that are off the regular relationship mother-kid. Beyond that, there's a lot of mothers out there, and they deserve a nice gift, no doubt about it.
For sure, for sure.
Okay, well, thank you, Josefina. We're going to jump to the tutorial now. And first of all, we are going to create a mug. Right, we are going to be creating a mug, and also we're going to be creating a t-shirt, and we're going to try out some of the new features. So first of all, let me tell you what we're going to be doing. We're going to be creating a custom product with a custom design, or in this case, 2 designs, one for each side of the mug. And when I say custom product, I mean we're not going to be picking from one of our POD partners. We're going to create it from scratch using product base. Let's say we are our own manufacturers. We have the sublimating on the printing machine for our mugs. We have the stock, or we have a local workshop that will be working with us, and so we use their specifications to create the product in Customily to save time and reuse that product base to other designs. Today is Mother's Day, tomorrow is Father's Day, and then we go with Halloween, and we have Thanksgiving, and whatever you think. But the mug is always the same, so we craft our product base only once. Right, so with that concept in mind, we're going to start by sharing the screen. Just let me share screen really quickly. All right, there you go. So in Customily, remember, we're going to be you're going to have all these assets to replicate the products in the live session assets 2025 we have shared on every video we upload to YouTube. So that way you can replicate exactly what you see and also improve it, of course, and make it your own. Right, but when we are starting fresh in Customily, what we want to do is, of course, publish a new product using our own product bases. Right, so we are going to be crafting a product base, and then we are going to craft the designs. You're going to see it's pretty fast in the designs and the product itself, but it's important to understand what are we doing. So first of all, we can scroll down and find create new product base, or we can just come here to my product bases and create it from there. I'm going to just use my start page to use this. So we're going to create a product base. What is it that we need to know about this product? Well, of course, we need to know the print size and the print format that we need for the final fulfillment. We're going to call this live session Mother's Day mug. I'm not going to use the apostrophe, just for naming reasons. Mother's Day, we're going to keep it Mother's Day mug. We need to know the printing size. Usually providers or workshops will tell us, okay, so we have the, this particular printing size and this particular safe area, and these are the centers of the left side, the front side, or the right side, right? But we need that information. In this case, the product we're going to be creating has 230 millimeters length by 130 millimeter height. Why this proportion? Basically because it's a wraparound. It's a printing that goes all the way from one side of the handle to the other side, printing all the way. Even though we're going to be having this these designs on the right side and the left side of the mug, keeping the center kind of empty, or with the end of the other designs. Remember, people will use the mug like this or like this, so meaning that this design will show or this design will show, depending which side of the mug you use. Sometimes you need to pay attention to that when you're printing in one side, and when you're printing in two sides, it's up to you or the end user. right-handed or left-handed is like that. So we're going to use these proportions, these dimensions, and create the page. Right? It's going to look like this. This is a wraparound kind of proportion, okay? And the system has created a print area for us. But this print area is going to wrap around. And it implies that we need a design that is wraparound designed. But we actually want to use square designs. Why? Because we want our designs to be available for other products in the future. So we try to keep it square, right? Square or fairly rectangular. So in this case, we are going to craft our mug, our printing file with two print areas, one for the right side, one from the left side. We're going to pick two designs. So what we do is we grab this print area and we rename it here, and we're going to call it right print area, right print area. And we're going to, of course, click on the transform tab and reduce this to half the width, because we're going to have half on one side, half on the other. So 230 divided by 2, 115. And of course, we need to make sure that this is aligned to the right all the way here. Yeah, that's one print area, one design. Then we're going to add another print area, clicking on this button. It will be created proportionate to the smaller than the original proportion. We can always fit to the canvas. It's the fastest way to get as big as possible. And I will go 115 here and align it to the left in this case, right? And this will be renamed as left print area. Yeah. So now we have a printing file created up by two designs, two print areas. Right? So whenever we create this product, it's going to be one single print file, but it will be created based on two designs that we're going to be picking later on the process. Now, this is one thing you need to know about your product: the printing size and the structure of the printing of the print file. Another thing you need to know is the export format. In this case, by default, is PNG 300 DPI. We can change this in Customily to vector files like EPS, DXF, or PDF, and also image files like PNG and JPEG. Also, we have Illustrator. And whenever you change this, you can modify the resolution, like to, for example, allow for bigger quality images and stuff. But this is pretty good. We're going to stay with this. Now, we're going to click Next because the production file, the printing file settings of this product base have been finished, and we need to put together the preview. So what do we need to create a nice preview? Well, let me show you this by showing you my images here. Let me just make this bigger. Right. So as you can see, we need to have a mockup, and the mockup will have the picture of the mug, of course, showing both sides. But also, Customily allows you to upload a mask. What is a mask? Is the same image, but the printable part is transparent. If you also have some image edition skills, you can make sure that the transparency of the mugs comes with certain shadows or brightness or darkness, right? So the idea is, for example, let's say you print a whole background, like full color. You actually don't want that full color rectangle to go overlapping your product image. You want that to be cut out with the shape of the mug. That's why we have the mask. The mask will finish off the borders for the preview purposes only. Printing will always be the same. Okay, so with that in mind, we create these two. If you have the original image, there are tutorials that we can share on the chat that show you how you can create the mask version, or the what we call overlay, because it has like shadows and more realistic effects. You can create that really fast by using photo image editors, online or offline. Right? We have two tutorials, and that will be a really quick way. You realize how easy it is and how pro you become using Photoshop and similar tools. Right, but now that we are on the preview settings, we have very few tools, because the idea is to put together the mockup and off we go. And the first thing we need is, in order from left to right, a product image. Definitely, that's what we need. We're going to be creating the object, and uploading this right away. So we're going to click on the mug image. Okay, this is the mockup. Okay, and this is our right print area. You see how the blue rectangle shows, and we can hold the control key or command key and pick the other one. Now we have the left and the right together, and we can actually grab one of the corners and reduce this in size just to fit the mockup as real as possible, right? And as accurate as possible. And also we can play around with the X and Y coordinates to make sure this is precisely positioned like this, right? As real and accurate as possible. As you can see this, if you had a full color, probably this area here at the center will be full color and will be very unrealistic. So we are going to be clicking outside to unselect, and we're going to be adding a mask. What's the advantage of the mask? Like I said, the mask creates a new object that can hold an image or multiple images. And we're going to put this version with transparency. You see the coloring at the center is because it's transparent. When I upload this, you will see the effect. See how the center is transparent. This is the interesting thing about the mask. It will only show what's inside the mug as printed. In fact, this mask was created with the fingers. So in case you actually wanted to expand your printing areas and make sure everything is cut together, it will be very realistic because the fingers will be on top. So we're going to just click on Fit to Canvas and it will adjust. If I were to select left print area and right print area, you will see that now the spacing here is not showing because it's part of the mask, right? So in fact, the mask here, if I go like this, you see this is not transparent, right? So there are some things that you can keep in mind. If you're going to be using this mug for future designs, use our assets. We create them for you with Lab. Okay, so that's all we need for our product base. We're going to click Next. Double check that our print performs in one way and our preview shows in another way. So left print area prints like this, shows like this, and the right print area the same. That's it. We are going to click Save. Well, we are going to have only one variant, which is the white, but in case you have multiple colors, make sure you put them together in here. And the same goes with the sizes. Let's save the product. We have now a product base, and we're going to create the designs really quickly. Okay. Back to the start, we're going to create a new design all the way from scratch. So we're going to click here or go to the My Design section. When we create a design, let's put this live session. Let's start with the right one, which is the calendar. So live session, Mother's Day calendar. Okay. Create design. We're starting fresh from a brand big square, and we are going to create a calendar, and we're also going to create a title. Now the title, we created this on Canva, so we actually exported the image of the title because it's a fixed text. So when we have our own images, what is it that we do? We use dynamic images to upload our own assets or clipart. So I'm going to click on Upload Image, and I'm going to pick the title, which is this one, The Day You Became My Mom. Okay. We are going to click on the Fit to Canvas here, so it goes as big as possible, and this is going to we call this title. Okay. Then we're going to create another object. Now we're going to create the calendar, and the calendar shows up like this. We can resize this, so we can actually hold the Shift key and expand from the center, maybe adjust the Y like this and make sure this is center. Perfect. Right, so this is the calendar object, and let's check out what is it that we can do and customize about this. In the character section, we can set the color of the font and the type of font. Let's call this Arial. All right, so a little of love. I don't know. I'm just testing out some interesting fonts. All right, I like this one. Right. So We can have yes or no on the horizontal line and naming all the months and the days initials. So this is very cool because changing languages will need to be applied. Remember we talked about we can translate pretty much everything about the options, but this is an object. So translating or typing in the right months and the initials is very important. Then we are going to click on the marker, and the marker actually is something we can modify. There are some shapes, like for example circles or rectangles. We can also have the filled or not filled, because that depends on the color and depends if the number will show up correctly or show or be readable. And we have a pin also like this, and we have a heart. There's a couple of hearts. The heart outline is fixed like this, and then we have the heart full like this. Let's go with the outline and change to a more stronger red like that. Yeah, it looks amazing. All right, so we can have a well, the selected day can also change color. This is very important because if the marker is actually full and you don't see that, the selected day can be negative, right? Or grayed out, for example. Right, so keep that in mind, because when combining colors, this could be really, really interesting, right? Let's keep it black, and the marker will be back to heart outline. Okay, that's it. And there you go, right? So character, I don't recall. Yeah, perfect. Everything, those settings are all set and done. So we're going to change this to, we're going to keep it calendar 2, right? And click done to save the design. After the design is saved, this is the right side. We need to go and create the left side. Left side is very simple. We have a background and we have an image placeholder, so we can actually upload the photo of the mother. So let's create a new design. This one will be called the live session Mother Day pink photo. I'm going to call that one. Live session Mother Day pink photo, right? All right, and we have to create two things. First thing we're going to create is the background, which is a dynamic image. This dynamic image, we're going to use this pink cloud background, all right? Make sure it fits to the canvas. Yep. And background, and then we're going to create a placeholder, an image placeholder, and we're going to use it for customers to upload in their own picture. So we're going to try, always try with an image. In this case, we're going to use this sample, and it looks like this. Okay, this is pretty interesting, but let me make it bigger like this. But we are going to actually go to image behavior, and we're going to apply the remove background from Customily. So now we're going to see how this effect will have on the uploaded image. And yeah, that seems like a great effect. We're going to keep it like this. Of course, you will be able to make sure this is bigger or smaller. If you want to preview stuff like the shapes and the masks, you can always grab these and double click to just edit the image that you are using as a reference. But either way, this is the placeholder. I'm going to keep it big just in case you want to use the full extent of the box. I'm going to call this upload your photo. Okay, so we have an image upload, we have a calendar, we are all set to create our first product. After we create the product, maybe we can see if there are some Q&As directly with that product until we jump to the next one, or save it all for later. All right, so let's start and create this product. We're going to publish a new product. I'm going to pick from our product bases. And let me see, live session. I always look for this live session. No, Mother's Day probably it's going to be, yeah, live session Mother's Day. This is the product. When we click on the product, we see available variants. In this case, we had only one, which was white. And yeah, as you can see, because we have two print areas, we're going to have two design selectors. we're going to click for the right print area, add design, click this on the white space, and of course we can add Customily designs or we can add our designs. And definitely we're going to start with this one, the mother calendar. Yeah, apply design, and remember when you pick a design, now you get a chance to adjust this to the mockup and the print. I actually like it the way it is, so no big problems in here. Confirm, but you can actually adjust X, Y, and dimensions without any problem. After we pick the first design, to the right, we scroll down and look for the add design to the left print area from our collection, live session, Mother Day photo. Right? We can position this also. Just making sure it's on the safe area actually, but it is, right? So off we go. Okay, so double checking. We have at least one variant selected. We have the print areas defined, and each one with a product, with a design. And we click next. We pick which store we want to create the product, and we go and start creating. While we wait, Shafri, do we have any questions about the product-based and design creation process?
Yeah, not specifically about that, but we will have a question about vectors and something that we mentioned earlier today.
Oh, okay.
Regarding the product basis, they were asking specifically, when is necessary to create product basis?
Product basis is a great question. It's necessary to create it when you are going to be publishing new products, and these products are not going to be fulfilled with any print-on-demand provider. As you can see, when we started off, you can see that you can pick from your product basis, or you have a lot of print-on-demand providers. If you're not working with any of those, and you intend to sell a lot of those products in different listings, like I'm going to always be selling the same mug, but on with different designs, right? So if I have 20 designs, I will have 20 listings, each one with the same mug. So in order for you not to do the mug print area design and the mockup and the preview and the mask and everything every single time you want to publish a product, what you do is you create a product base, because it has the same information that repeats constantly. And all you have to do is create your designs, and whenever you're going to create a new product, just pick the same mug with every design every single time. Saves you time, of course, instead of having to do it manually, having to create the template, having to create the print areas and putting the designs and putting the mockups. You do it only once when you create the product base, okay? So whenever you are not fulfilling with PODs, and whenever you know you're going to be reusing that product information on multiple listings, that's what would be the best case scenario for product bases. Okay, so this has finished. Let's keep the title as it is. Let's try out what happens when we use this one. Let me try someone born here, December 1st, 24. Yay! Okay, so it's working, and we can actually click here and change the date, and you see the marker is changing. And if I click on upload your photo, I will pick the same demo here, and it will be here. You need to give it a couple of seconds so the background is removed. But everything, it's intuitively working. You can fine-tune in the option sets the titles and labels and stuff, but if I go like this, yeah, that's perfect, right? And you see we have replicated the example right away. Let me save this as the new product image. And after, so now it's on the listing main page, the main listing photo, and I'm going to go ahead and publish this right away. Okay. After we're done with this, it will pop up on our front end like that. Okay. And we can play around and customize this. This is the listing photo, and now we can pick the calendar picture. Okay, so you can be just born a couple of days ago, or you can change. If you click here, you can scroll down through the years, and also then pick the month, and then pick the date like that. And then we can upload the picture in here. Okay, so that's our first product, and I promise we're going to go a bit faster on the second one because it's shorter and easier. All right, let me just, all right, yeah, let's zoom in to adjust, and when we are happy with this, done, and it goes back. Okay, great. One product done, another one to go. So back to Customily, as you can see, the system has created the product, has created the template, and also the option sets for every single one of the designs we create. Okay, now we're going to create another product base, and we're going to be using a t-shirt, right? Let's create another product base. Because we did an example with two print areas, we're going to just use one print area for the t-shirt. Remember, you can have back, front, sleeve, so you can actually have multiple print areas and print files. Live session, Mother Day shirt. Yep. Now we know from our provider that we are going to be printing in 12 by 14 inches. Yeah, that's the front print, right? So that's our input, and they actually are going to be creating this using a PDF in CMYK. So now we have the export format all set and done, and this is the print area, the export format, and the resolution or color mode in the case of vectors. That's all we need to input in the printing part. Now the preview part, we are going to upload a product image, just like this. We're not going to use a mask in this case because it turns out our product image is pretty clean and neat, so there's no wrinkles and stuff in the printing area. Sometimes when you have wrinkles in your mockup, you actually want to create a mask because it shows out really amazing, has more realism. But in this case, we're going to go pretty directly here, right? So like that. Yeah, that's our printing area. Let me just try to be between the margins. Yeah. All right. So this is our mockup. This is our preview of the 12 by 14 print area of the t-shirt. We're going to click next and double checking what's printing, what's showing, and we're going to click save. In this case, also we have a white t-shirt in one size. If you want to add more sizes, actually we're going to have this size. Size doesn't change anything about the printing or the preview, so we're adding as a variant, extra variant, S, space, M, L, XL. Right? So we have 4 sizes, same product, and off we go. Now we have this product with those variants. We make sure that actually those variants are created in Shopify later, or in Etsy or WooCommerce. Remember, we are using these steps for any of the free platforms I just mentioned you. I'm just using my Shopify store for quick access. All right, so now that we have the product, let's create the design. Go here, create design. We're going to call this the live session Mother Day flower photo. Right, we have the pink. Now it's live session Mother Day flower photo. Right, great. Create design and blank right from the very beginning. Let's, if we're going to be working with 12 by 14, and we know that's going to be the proportion we're going to be using for all this t-shirt, we might click on the resize button at the center of the screen and resize this to 12 by 14. Why? Because we actually want to keep the proportion. So this is actually a bit more taller than wider, and we want to use that. Our design has 2 things. We have 3 things actually. We have a background which has flowers, so we're going to click on dynamic image and upload the flowers. Yeah, like that. We have fit to canvas to have this here. We also have a image placeholder because we're going to allow customers to upload their own picture and have a background removed. So we're going to go to image behavior and look for the remove background feature. We're also going to resize this placeholder So we are within this. We may make it bigger, but we're going to save some space because we're going to add a title. Now the title can be editable or not. That's entirely up to you. I'm going to make it uneditable, but trust me, you can actually just keep it editable. For example, what we're going to do is we're going to use a warped text like that. Okay, and by default we get this. This is really cool. Actually, we have this text with a mesh, and we can actually put anything we want. So if we go with best mom, yeah, and of course we may want to click on character. You may want to go with all caps, for example. In that case, if it doesn't refresh, just edit something out of the text. And I think I'm going to go with something more bold. Let me see what we have bold. We have some idea. This one, I actually really like this one. And not the one I use for the demo, but I actually like it. Now, if we want to move the text around without touching the nodes of the mesh, we click here and we turn on or off the warping. Right now, this is a common text. We can actually come here. We can make sure it's as big as we want, like this. Let me push this all the way to the top, right? And if we click on warp again, it's going to allow us to edit the mesh. So the mesh has several points that we can actually grab this and start pressing around. Yeah. If we made a mistake, just reset this, or maybe undo. Let me just undo this, right? So like that. Into warp again, like that. Let me see. All right, so this one, we actually need to adjust this again, make it bigger. So whenever we turn on or off the warping, we make sure it's all right. So I'm going to push this all the way up. I'm going to push this also up, and I'm going to push the center one up. The center one has two other grips that allows us to curve this at the center. Or not just the center, we can actually move this to the sides, right? So keep that in mind because this is really handy, right? So I'm going to do the original effect that I wanted, which is this, and probably going to do like this, right? So I can put anything, right? You see how it's going to adapt. It's really amazing. But if I'm going to put this best to mom, definitely I want this to keep it fixed later in the options set. But I'm going to, let's say we're going to keep it custom and make sure this is big like this, right? And in case it moves on top of the custom text, maybe we want this image to be on top of the text, but you can move around this. Let's call this background. Call this, yeah, warped text, and this is upload your photo. Okay, a couple of things we can do with the text. As you can see, character, of course, the size won't matter because we're going to be trying to fit in the mesh, in the warped area, but we can change the font. We can pick a font library, so actually we can have more than one font, like any other text. And when it comes with the advanced tools, we can also have prefix and suffix. So that's the same as any other text. When it comes to the color, we can also manage libraries, or at least we can pick a couple of extra colors. I don't know, I'm just going to grab some colors from our from our design like this, yeah, just to see at least we have something else to customize. Yeah, okay, so we have 4 text elements. We have this. Remember, if you add another text as a clone, you can have a drop shadow. So this is all working exactly the same way as any other text. And we are all set. So let's save the design. And we will have a text input and upload image. Okay, with this finish, we can create our product. You get the hang of the warping text to play around with the mesh. It's really cool. Let's publish this new product so you can see the end result and see how it works on the front end. Let's go with product basis because we created a t-shirt. Let's call this the live session t-shirt probably. Yeah, no. one single color, all sizes. Remember, the sizes were input by me when I created the product base, but this will create these sizes on the Shopify, WooCommerce, or Etsy product. And then when it comes to the design, we're going to click there to pick from our design. We're going to pick this design, and we are going to have the chance to position this. Now this will go to the center, yeah. But if we actually have want this to go just a bit up, we can actually have this, or make sure it actually goes a bit down. But in this case, we are pretty much exactly where we want. Yeah, let's go confirm. And that's it. We just need to create this product in my store. While this is creating software, do we have any Q&A about this product base or this design?
Yes, sir. We have I don't think you will be able to demonstrate it right now, but they are asking on the chat if the suffix works both for character and shapes.
Characters and well, yes. I mean, the suffix actually is the same way like any text. You put the suffix, and whenever you input something, that suffix or prefix will show up. It will adapt to the shape of the warped text. That's it behaves the same way. But we can open the option set, the template, and play with that. Okay, so this is our product. We can upload a picture. Right, and as this is being background removed, we're going to put this best mom. There you go, and change the color like this. Hey, right, so pretty good, and that's it. But you can fix this text, or you can make it customizable. You can change the fonts if you want to, and that's it. But it's pretty organic the way it adapts. And that way, I'm going to put best mother. I'm going to put best mom and save this as my new listing photo and publish this right away. When I publish this, it will open the product, and it will in Customily. It's going to open another tab. And before I show you that, let's jump into Customily again. All right, so this is the product. In Customily, it created this, and this template. Let me open this so we can demonstrate what the suffix and prefix can do. It's going to be not the best example, because we're going to be typing best mom. Okay. Well, in the prefix, we're going to put, very common to use this example, the family. Yeah, and usually what we do is allow customers to input the family name. So like that, right? So you see, you only have to type your last name and or your name, and the other two items will automatically fill in. If there's nothing there, there's no prefix. But if you go if you enter your name, you want your customers to intuitively have to put the family name. You just want to, or the name family. You just want them to put the name, and the rest will fill in. That's how prefix works, right? Just like that. And if there's nothing there, nothing shows up. Nevertheless, we're going to just test it out. This. All right, everything seems to be working, changing colors. Product has been perfectly created. And now let's jump to Q&A, because I know there was a question about vectors, right?
All right, let's jump into the Q&A. So I was actually taking a look at the questions they dropped in the chat. All right, so the first question is, or one of the first questions that we have here is, using this method, creating the product-based design, etc., just like you explained, is there any way to apply that to existing products in your Shopify store?
Yes, there is, actually. To create your product base, create your design, and then have them merge to create a new product is the same process, but to also connect to an existing product. The only detail is your existing product should have the same variants as your new product base, because you will need to match those variants, right? So let me quickly show you by sharing my screen quickly, like that. So back in Customily here, you see there's 3 ways for you to customize, to add customization to something. One is to publish a new product, what we just did, to add personalization to an existing product, but this implies you crafting everything, creating the template, creating the options all manually. This is used when you have a very unique product that has a very specific printing condition and another different preview condition. Give you an example: labels, stickers. So you have a printing that implies 30 stickers on one single paper, but you want to showcase in the preview one single sticker. So that complex crafting, you do it in this second section, right? Because you're handcrafting and manually building together this on your existing product, crafting the template. Now, if you want to if you have been creating products from scratch, but you also want to use the same system for adding customization to existing products, you have already created your product bases and you have created your designs, you go into this section. Now, this third section basically adds the fulfillment and the personalization to any existing product. Let's say you had a product that you now want to fulfill with a known POD, or you want to create the customization following your workshop, your outside workshop sizes and printing formats. What you do is you click here, and it will take you to the product list, and you are going to be picking the product. But instead of crafting the template, you're going to pick the product base and the design, and then the merging will create the template and the options, but not create the list, just link it to your existing product. So for example, if I were to pick my staging product here, I will need to I will need to pick this. I will need to pick from, let's say, my product bases or any other product from our POD listing. I will pick, let's say, any of these, like this candle, right? And of course, if I have variants, I will need to be able to match them. So in this case, this product has a variant name title, but there's nothing there to match. So basically, I'm not going to be doing anything. I will just go next and continue anyways, and then pick my design, just like that, right? And basically, it's going to merge that together and create the template, the options, and link it to my. In this case, I pick my staging product, right? So that's the case. In case you have been selling without any customization, and you're creating your product base and your design, because you will be adding new products. Those existings can use the same information, also can use the designs and the product bases. We use this feature, this section of Customily, for those case scenarios. All right?
Awesome. All right, we have 2 more questions over here. Okay. Well, actually, yes. So what about following the suffix example, what about with or without spacing, including suffix and prefixes without spacing?
It's the same. The space is something you add to the prefix like any other character. Mm-hmm. Like if you, for example, in the example I show you, I put space family, right? But if you actually want to put an apostrophe S, you don't have to add any space. You just put the apostrophe and the S, and it will stick to the last character of your custom text. So basically, whatever you put on the prefix or suffix field will be respected, including spaces.
Awesome. Right. And following the previous question, the one about adding fulfillment and manufacturing to an existing product. What if I use the same printify case with only the iPhone variants? Do I have to select the other 27 iPhone variants every time I create a product?
No. I mean, the thing is like this. The same with your product basis or with any product. These products have been created with all possible variants that they can handle. But when you're picking them, like you're about to publish a new product, correct? So you are picking the product, the product base, basically the information here. And I was just going to use one of these cases. Right, so I'm going to use this product base, but I intend to only sell this model, or I only intend to sell the last iPhone. I don't know. Only 13 versions I want to use, right? So I don't need to pick all of them. This is everything available in the POD catalog. I'm just picking whatever I need for my listing. My listing is mine only, and I need, for example, the same happens with the T-shirt color. I may not need the 28 colors available or the 7 sizes. I may sell from XS to XL and not sell 2XL, 3XL, 4XL, 5XL, right? So I'm only interested in certain variants or certain options for my particular listing in my store, even though they offer a whole lot of variants and colors and models and everything, right? So you're in control of what variants you're including, okay? Just make sure that whenever you craft your product and go publish, whatever you put in here, you cannot change it later. So trying to add a variant in the future will not be possible. You will have to recreate the product because the system will connect all things together with the POD in that precise moment. And whatever you add later in your e-commerce backend will not be connected. So yes, you can add or remove variants, but whatever you add will not be API connected. And the beauty of the Customily system is the API connection, so we can automate all fulfillment processes. So keep that in mind when creating products. You may not need to have all of them, but whatever you have, that will be it. You can remove, but not add. That's very important to know. Okay, what do we have next, Geoffrey?
Yeah, wait, so just two came up right away. So for which size of T-shirts, for example, should we design if we use yours? If in Printify we design for shirt size L normally, and the manufacturer resizes it accordingly for the bigger sizes of list. So they are asking for which size they should design when they are going to do that pairing.
Well, that depends on the POD specifications. To be honest, I mean, for adults, pretty much from L to XL or 2XL, basically, the printing size doesn't change. I will need to check on bigger sizes, but that's something you need to check on the product information in your POD. If it implies a change on the printing size, we have that integrated. So whenever you pick the size and it implies a change on the printing size, the system, Customily system, will create the necessary templates to cover all the printable sizes, okay? Usually we have that for kids garment because the sizes are actually pretty different. Between a 6-year-old and a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old, it will be very different. So in those cases, printing size actually changes according to the size of the clothing. But for adults, I don't think so. In case they do, it will be reflected on our system. Right now, to be honest, I haven't seen a case scenario for adults, just for kids. That's why I created the sizes without any changes. But should there be any changes in the printing size, it has been already integrated in our system. Okay, but that's something that the POD will determine on their system. Maybe they actually set you up in one single size, like you download the printing template or the printing guide. It shows like one single size for all clothing sizes. Maybe because what you say, they resize it on the production actually, right? So in that case, the specification comes from the POD. They will tell you this is like 12 by 14 inches, regardless of the size, and you just create your design based on that. Usually that information is on the design templates of every single POD, and that's a really good thing to check Every single POD has their own print guides with safe areas and specific resolutions and sizes. So keep an eye on those things.
All right. Yeah. So basically, you just replied the following question.
Yeah. Right.
That they were asking if they have to check the boxes of the models they want to publish and list, and yes, that's what you were saying
Yes.
earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can quickly select all, or you can pick the ones you want.
Yeah.
You're not forced to select all of them. Just
Yeah.
of course you will need to select at least one option on one variant. Like if you have size and color, you need to have at least one size and one color. Otherwise, the variant is not created.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
And
yeah.
one last question that we have here, rather than a question, is more it's a question. But the printing size or area is different for each provider, right? So no base product possible.
Yeah, but I mean, you can check, for example, if you're going to be using the same design for t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, or long sleeve or whatever, check all the sizes and see if you can come up with a common proportion and create your design based on that common proportion. Because if one is 12 by 14, the other is 12 by 12, and the other is 13 by 13, if they are all around the similar or they have the same proportion, it doesn't have to be the same size per se, but the proportion is very important. Squares or rectangles or landscape or portrait, if you can come up with a common proportion for those clothing, create the design based on that common proportion, and it will adjust. And remember, whenever you're about to create the product, you can slightly adjust your design. So if you have some space on top and bottom, you can move things around. Of course, you cannot deform or stretch, but at least you can reposition things to suit you better. But it's about coming up with the easiest proportions for a common group of products, right? Otherwise, I mean, you don't need to actually have to create the same design on every single size if it's just small variations. Of course, if you have a portrait design and a landscape design, definitely you need to have two designs, because they will be very different one from the other. But when you're switching between 12 by 12 or 12 by 14, you're not switching pretty much anything in the proportions, right? So keep that in mind to save you time, because it will not be as long as unless it's a full printing rectangle or square. If the design has transparency, you will never see the difference in that small proportion.
All right. Yeah, so that's it. Those are all the questions that we have here, that we have today.
All right. Well, of course, if you have more questions, please always check out our support channels. We have email directly to our agents. We have a live chat open during business hours EST. And also, there's a great activity on our social network communities, right? You can ask questions there. There's always people sharing tips, sharing ideas, helping you around, sharing even tips and parts of the live session. So there's a lot of things here that you should check out. Also, our announcements for new features all happen in our communities. Okay, we're going to see you in a couple of weeks for Mother's Day Part 2. So thank you, Cecilia, on the chat as always. Thank you, Josefina. Thank you, Joffrey. And thank you all for just one new, this is season number 3 of live sessions. So wow, it's amazing. Thank you all once again.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jose. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.